Look, your asking price for this batch is just...
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept you. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first. Don't...
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Jury.
Jury? Yes, I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time. But Jury never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he returned cruelty with kindness. Injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... how did I not notice him so...
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can find him.
Why are you asking about him anyway? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be...
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is...
What's the hurry? Don't get too close, or he'll see you. Try not to let him see.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come in.
What are you waiting for? We won't hear anything at this rate. Try not to let him see you.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone...
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the
Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianchu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if you'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does...
We will? Well, come on!
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, We've heard about this young man called Juri who's supposed to be a fantastic...
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity.
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make it... How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might...
Oh? Why is that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new...
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things.
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're...
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research.
Wow, she switched identity?
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done...
Please, don't worry. We're just here. We've heard about a certain Juri who's been selling fresh fish at...
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge... He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. He managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him... I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, it's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want...
I see. Well, thank you for...
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's
The more times you say it, the less convincing it.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, what brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great...
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course. We also heard that Master Dooku is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never...
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happened.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the...
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the... I've heard many tales of Juri. For example, probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that.
Oh yeah, I know that. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3, sometimes he gives me candies. So I'm glad that people are starting to like...
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've...
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share...
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend...
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle...
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems...
Sudden? Too good to...
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make some... Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Juri's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Juri, his childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor, none of these are...
When you put it like that, it is...
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Juri was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his... Right. And that changes everything. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimist...
Someone's trying to gain influence over the... Even if we asked Juri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto, whoever is secretly helping Juri, must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able... Come on, let's get back to Yenshang.
Let's play!
Juri's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add... I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to...
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Juri, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Even though Yelan took half, this is, well, we gotta start somewhere. this reading is giving Paimon a head. Let's take...
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers! If you're back, that means you finished investigating Chen.
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your—
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how proud— The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can—
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't see— Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't. But once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and it's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's...
to validate his theories? No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights.
I'm back! Huh? Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbois.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs appraisal—
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has slowly but surely, according to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbois to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois—
Whoa. That...
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah! So that's what you meant by...
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading?
Still...
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Jiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mine—
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through— the technology wasn't mature enough at that time. So the excavation project was shut down, and Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems. And this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. Did you—
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifest? Oh yeah! Zhi-Yi said the Blackcliff Forge workers—
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhi-Yi wants the Blackcliff Forge to
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Zhi-Yi's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something—
Qianwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Zhi-Yi?
Let's go jumping in.
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also we don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting.
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, that'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, no red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, that's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever...
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the trick. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But...
Excuse us. We want to ask you about...
I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learn. My only complaint is that they're always going out drink. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can...
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's find...
Oh, they went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! Ha! These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here, but, judging from the direction, looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But look at these ashes. Someone was burning...
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have...
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Blackcliff Forge?
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysterious. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else.
Darn! Guess this is...
Make no mistake. The purpose of our trip wasn't to find any salt. I smelled something peculiar the moment Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink...
Really? Paimon can't smell anything.
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate, where there's some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting when that fragrant ink is burned. This is the exact odor. Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone, but it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan, Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Zhiyi's regular contacts. Since Zhiyi likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Zhiyi before. Then the waves got so choppy, I ended up falling overboard. Unfortunately, when I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so I went.
Well, Uncle Tian said that Zhiyi once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear?
What? That's new? No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm.
Interesting. Then I wonder.
Fish soup? What?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands. Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Zhiyi, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want...